previous episode of Terrific Non-TV Toys, you saw my Malibu Barbie doll from childhood, vintage, 1970s, and every Barbie needs a Ken, right? Well, okay, maybe you don't always need a Ken, but if you choose to have a Ken, why not have this handsome guy right here? And this is also from my childhood, early 1970s. This is the Malibu Ken doll, and I will apologize right now because my Malibu Ken doll has been a bit mangled in different ways over the years. For one thing, he broke, like a leg broke off, and so I actually taped him, okay, in childhood. Oh, try not to hate. I taped him, okay? I didn't know what else to do. I just put like a lot of tape on him, and then I just didn't bend his legs. Didn't bend him at the, hip. And then his swim trunks. Remember how in the 1970s they had those shorts that had a stripe on the side? Those really popular shorts. They did not look like swim trunks like this, but they, you know what I'm talking about. They had the stripe, and then it came down, and it ran along the lower part, and it was like curved there, and the thingy on the thingy and the thingy. Well, okay. I decided to make his swim trunks like running shorts and put a stripe on each side. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I truly repent of that decision. But I was a kid. Anyhow, besides that, he's basically intact. He's still got his bendy thing going on for his knees and still moves his arms and still is a handsome dude with his molded blonde hair and his Malibu look. Let's talk a little bit about the history of the Ken doll. Of course, Barbie was first released in 1959. And in that previous episode focusing on Barbie, I drew from this book right here, The Collectible Barbie Doll, second edition by Janine Fennick, and a wonderful coffee table book with lots of illustrations of Barbies over the years and talks about the history of Barbie. And Ken was introduced in 1961, it says, and here's what he first looked like. Wow. You have come a long way, baby. It says, in 1961, so that was 2 years after Barbie was introduced, Barbie doll's one and only boyfriend, Ken, arrived on the scene. Mattel's motivational research had shown that little girls definitely wanted a male companion for Barbie. Okay. After all, the world's most glamorous fashion model needed an escort, didn't she? The very first Ken doll, stock number 750, also known as number 1, or fuzzy-headed, he was fuzzy-headed, named after the handler's son. Now, you probably know, or maybe you don't, Ruth Handler is credited as being the creator of the Barbie doll. And she and her husband actually had a daughter named Barbara and a son named Ken. Isn't that adorable? So Ken was named after their son, 12 inches tall, has a 6-piece jointed body, painted blue eyes, and a flocked crew cut in either blonde or brown. He wore red bathing trunks and cork sandals and came with a yellow towel. So that's the original. And then several years later, 1971, the Malibu Barbie was introduced to, where did she go? I showed this last time too. She was introduced and she looked like this with the blue swimsuit, although mine wears like an orangey red swimsuit. And then along with her were introduced her friends, her Malibu friends, which included Ken and PJ and even Francie, and then Skipper, her little sister, was Malibu as well. So then after this 1971 introduction, we get Malibu Ken. Now my Malibu Barbie, as I mentioned in the previous episode, was released a little later in the early 1970s still, and so this guy would have been introduced around the same time. So I'm going to show also an image I showed in that other episode of all 4 of my Malibus, Barbie, Ken, PJ, Skipper, and I'm introducing them in these episodes in the order that I believe I got them as a kid. I know I got Barbie first. I think I got Ken second, and then it was PJ and Skipper, although it's possible it was Barbie, PJ, Ken Skipper, but we'll assume it's Barbie Ken PJ Skipper. All four of those are shown in this image from a Sears catalog from 1976, which is just wonderful, so you can see them in their original state. So they at least existed in 1976, but I'm going to say I got these before that, at least the Barbie before that, closer to her original release. So I'll show you that image as well as some images of this boy Ken in the packaging. Poor Ken. But he still survives to this day. All right, so here's those pictures. They are not mine, found on the internet. Thank you for watching again, and keep it tuned here to BRBTV for more terrific non-TV toys.